kind of lock that down and having him be able to repeat more consistently. Again, he's another guy that, as far as making a bet in terms of people doing everything, the number of options, the different looks, I think, as is the nature for us, that's all I can really speak to. You always want to be better. There's always areas that we want to be better and improve, but I feel like the 1 through 8 and the different looks and the length and the way different guys could match up against different types of hitters, I do feel like it was a bullpen that was capable of winning a World Series.
So you think that when people look at those decisions that got made in Game 5, right, it's, I think some people, including myself, kind of look at that and think, well, he went there because what were the other choices right now? I'm not going to defend the Kelly.
Or it's Kirsch had a really good year as a starting pitcher in 2019. I mean, that's objectively true. Like, he was really good as a starting pitcher. And so a starting pitcher who is comfortable coming out of the bullpen can be a really attractive bullpen option, depending on how you want to look at it. Obviously, Andy would look at it differently, but I think people can look at that. Like, a lot of things in this.
He's actually on your side on this.
I'm not even. I wasn't even saying that as a. I wasn't at all. My point is that hold on, can I finish? My point is that a lot of decisions are gray. I think the black and white ones, I think, are way easier. I think the ones that are gray, in that I could argue either side of a number of things that could come up, and I think anytime you can do that speaks to how gray it is.
You understand the disconnect though between saying this was our deepest bullpen ever and we're going to choose someone who wasn't a member of it for the hot.
But they're not mutually exclusive.
Have you been, do you know where you guys ended up in terms of relative to the luxury tax?
I'm not sure exactly.
You don't know?
I'm not sure exactly.
It's not your job to know that?
It's my job to have access to it. I just don't know it offhand.
Do you have any idea if coming this offseason, if obviously there are going to be some big ticket guys available on the market, will you guys be, at least in pursuit of those guys, or how much?
Yeah, I mean, I think from our standpoint, looking back, I think, there were articles written about, the Dodgers being one of the best teams in 2019. So we definitely had a team that was capable of winning a championship. Obviously, we didn't do it, and that's what's most important right now and something that we need to focus on. And again, speaking to what I said earlier, I think as far as a jumping off point for the offseason, to have the returning talent we have, to have the financial flexibility that we have, to have the depth in-house in terms of trade options, I think gives us a lot of flexibility. And I think it's something that everything is on the table, and everything we're going to be focused on is doing everything we can to put us in the best position to win in 2020.
What do you peg the chance of you being back here next year?
I'm not sure yet. The specifics of players, I just haven't had time to wrap my arms around. It's been more kind of broad stroke, kind of market things, and just getting all of our things for the offseason in order. So not sure yet.
The whole coaching staff coming back?
Rick Honeycutt is going to transition into a special assistant role. Obviously, he's meant a lot to this organization for a long time, and he still will going forward. It'll just be in a slightly different role that we're still kind of working out the details on. And I think, fortunately, we've been able to have Mark Pryor around and have him build up relationships. And so my assumption is that he will slide into that. But those, can I answer? But those specific things haven't been worked out yet.
You seem pretty lonely up there. Are you going to have a GM?
I do.
You going to hire a GM?
I don't know yet. There's a lot to kind of unpack and focus on this winter. We have a really good team in place and really good, talented guys that got more of an opportunity this year that have really stepped up. Not sure exactly at this point.
I think I heard or read something, somebody wrote, said something.
I think you know more than you're letting on, but go.
That that, that this year, that basically like after the playoffs last year, that it was kind of an all or nothing, right, home run or strikeout type thing, and you guys use that. Now I do understand you guys were going against like Scherzer and Strasburg and those guys, but also Anibal Sanchez, punts you guys out however many times. What kind of happened there in terms of implementing that?
Can you tell me again where you heard it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't. Obviously, we were facing great pitching. I don't think there's enough credit given to how difficult hitting in the major leagues is, especially against the elite pitching. But it definitely fell short of my hopes in terms of, kind of how, as a team, the team offense would kind of adapt and, tackle the difficulties of October pitching. And I think hopefully it's another one of those areas that we can focus on this offseason and continue to refine and make better as we go into next year.
I know you don't want to make excuses, but do you think like the composition of the baseball played a role in that?
I don't know. I've done everything I can to stay out of that controversy, in that there's just no upside. And so I've been tempted to read some of it and have resisted. I was one of those who, off the bat, definitely thought Will Smith's ball was gone. And that's something that unfortunately keeps playing in my head too often, so I haven't really dug much into it.
Gerard, do you guys look into any of that?
When it comes to, you mentioned the offense and adapting, is that something that the players, is that you make changes with players, or is that something that teaching and the sort of game planning that guys need to sort of implement a sort of different approach?
I think it's on all of us, but I think human nature is to want to be the hero, which I totally understand, and it's just in October I think pitchers feed off of that, and they throw less fastballs, they throw less pitches in the zone, and I think it's just that awareness and that second level thinking and team-wide approach that I think will put us in a better position. And it's a hard thing to counteract because, again, what they're doing is the most difficult thing to do in all sports, in my opinion. And you have that human instinct, which is, I want to be the hero. And so it's a difficult thing to appreciate. Each time before that next pitch, you're like, here's where he's going to throw the fastball. This is the one that's going to be in the zone. And in October, it isn't nearly as often as it is in the regular season.
What's your sense for Rich Hill and Russell Martin? Will they be playing next year, and if so, odds they're playing here?
Yeah, I think they'll definitely play from my sense of talking to them throughout the year. Russ came in and fit a role extremely well for us. Just great veteran presence. Did a lot for Barnesy, did a lot for Will Smith. At this point, I think with our catching depth, it's a more difficult fit, but that doesn't mean that things won't play out in a different way. And with Rich, obviously, getting him at the trade deadline in 2016, the meaningful games that he's pitched for us, how he's competed on the biggest stage, he'll always go down as one of my favorites and one of the guys that I enjoyed watching take the ball in October. As far as what that means for next year, I'm not sure yet. There's still a lot to kind of unpack there.
Andrew, could I get you to comment on the Tyler Skaggs tragedy? Where do you think this is now going? The teams, the league, the players, more testing. What are your thoughts?
I'm not sure. Obviously, I read the article yesterday. It's the first that I had really seen of it or heard of it. I think it's something that definitely requires deeper examination, and something that I'm sure Major League Baseball and the Players Union will spend a lot of time kind of huddling on as a result of this. And obviously it was a tragic loss, and something that if there's anything that we can do as an organization to prevent that, it's on us to make sure we do that. And what that means right now, I don't know.
Is Kenta going to be back as a starter?
Yeah, my full expectation is that he will be back and pitching every fifth day and be a big part of what we do next year.
How long are you going to keep him doing that thing, like starting pitcher until August, September, and then going to bullpen?
I don't know. I think, talking to Kenta this September and, from our viewpoint, everything we do is a meritocracy. It's merit-based, and, there will definitely be the possibility for Kenta to earn, a starting role for longer and potentially into October. And I think a lot of that gets to, just commanding the baseball a little bit better against left-handed hitters, just improving a little bit against left-handed hitters. And we had that conversation about what that could mean, and continue to, have that focus be that we'd love for him to, continue to take his game to another level, which we think he's capable of, and take the ball every fifth day and pitch for us in October.
Do any players have medical procedures scheduled in the near future?
Are you filling in for Ken Gurnick right now? Ken. None that I'm aware of.
What was Joe Kelly's medical issue, since Dave never told us?
It started with like knee and quad, and like there was some lower body stuff, and then just it got to arm just soreness. There was nothing structural, there was nothing big, and we just had the benefit of being able to slow play it a little bit in terms of not, I saw a little bit last night about Chapman and how little he pitched in September. They had that benefit, and so it's similar with us where we had that benefit and didn't need to aggressively push. Thank you guys.
Thank you.